How trying to stay lean year long led me to becoming skinny fat. Guys, you haven't seen me without a shirt on for over 6-7 months since the last time I've done my competition. After my competition ended, trust me, I couldn't even look in the mirror. I didn't want to look at my physique. I would not dare to take my shirt off and make a video. It messed up with my mind, but I think a lot of that is due because I didn't follow the right process. And I'll tell you what I did, my mistakes, why it led to kind of ruining my shape a little bit, ruining my hormones, my testosterone, natural testosterone levels. You guys know we're naturals, and I don't think that chasing being lean, chasing those abs, chasing always being super shredded is beneficial for you. And I'll tell you why. I'll go in details with it, but I'll tell you also about my story, alright? Why it really messed me up. So after I finished my competition, I saw my body in the mirror. You know, you see yourself when you're competing and you see all the veins coming out of everywhere. I had veins coming out of my rear delt, my shoulders, my upper chest, my upper back. It was insane. It was ridiculous. And then you're like, nothing is gonna be good enough up until I get back to this stage, to this look. And that was my mindset after my competition. I was kind of lost. I would bulk up for a bit and then I'm like, no, I'm getting too fat. I want to drop back some calories. No, I can't be too soft. I was looking so good a month ago, 2 months ago. I gotta get back to this shape. While forgetting that I felt at my worst at this shape. So I would do everything. I started bumping up my cardio. I wanted to be shredded, so I started recalculating all the food that I was eating to really be in a deficit, because my goal was getting back to this shape that I had few weeks before my competition. But weirdly enough, I was not getting there. What was happening is I was kind of losing muscle mass and becoming softer and softer. A lot of people that competed told me the same thing happened to them. I just couldn't understand it. So I'm like, that is weird. I'm eating the same thing as I was eating before my competition, but here I am looking like someone that never lifted. You guys can look at my videos that I did in December. I did one shirt off cooking. I look at it. It looks like I've never lifted a weight. Someone that's been training for over 13, 14 years, it's kind of shameful to look like that. And I'm like, it's not as if I'm eating out. I'm eating every good thing, healthy food. I don't cheat. I do my cardio. I do my steps. I was also training every single day. I was also doing my steps, doing my cardio. The next thing you know, I realized that my hormones were impacted. I'll talk about all the steps, but guys, I couldn't even get a boner, and this lasted for a while. Like I said, I had girls over and couldn't even get a boner, so I'm like, man, I can't do this. And that's when I'm like, something is off, something is wrong, all right? I didn't do any blood tests or whatever, but you can feel when your testosterone levels are off, my sleep was off and all that. And first thing first is when you're trying to be too lean, when you're trying to be too shredded, the calories are low, you're doing your cardio, but also on the short term, you might get away with it, yeah, for a few weeks before stepping on stage. Just step on stage, you look good. But you do that for an extended period of time, your performance at the gym will drop. There's no way you're in a deficit for so long and your squat lifts are going up and the weight on the bar on the bench press is going up and your deadlift is going up. It's just, I don't know, if you've been training for enough years, it just doesn't make sense to me, all right? It doesn't make sense. You can take all the pre-workouts in the world, but at a certain point, the fatigue and the lack of glycogen and the lack of calories will hit you and you will feel it on your lift. So the performance will slow down. I went from doing, I don't know, let's say 3 plates on the squat for 8 reps, which was pretty normal for me before competing, before even deciding to compete. Today I went on a squat. Well, today I'm coming back to it. I did 2 plates for 8 reps, but a few weeks after my competition, I put 1 plate each side, and I felt like I was lifting the whole world. It felt like super heavy, all right? So at a certain point, that performance started getting affected. And guess what? You're lifting less. As naturals, if you lift less, you will lose muscle mass because now you're not giving your body a reason to maintain that muscle. And that's what happened. My legs were shrinking down. My chest, even now, my chest is like so small compared to what it used to be before I even thought about competing, all right? Because my lifts went down and they stayed low for an extended period of time. So that is the first drawback. When you get shredded, your performance at the gym gets lower and the muscle mass decreases. Because now you're not telling your body that you need that muscle. The only way for your body to maintain, because the body doesn't want to keep that muscle, the only way for us to force the body to keep that muscle as natural is to lift heavy. Because when you're doing also a lot of reps, it will start tapping in your endurance, but not necessarily in your hypertrophy, all right? So lifting heavy weights is important, and pushing the weight up. And I've learned that the hard way. So your muscle mass start decreasing. Now you have less muscle mass, which means your metabolism slows down. That's point number 2. Slow down of the metabolism, because now you have less muscles. So maybe before you decided to compete, you were 175 pounds and you were full of muscle, 12% body fat, and you were maintaining at 3,000 calories. But now after that competition, or after trying to lean down so much, you're at 145 pounds, but you've lost a ton of muscle. And now for you to maintain, you need to eat only 2,000 calories. So now you're maybe eating the same thing as you were eating before, but you don't have as much muscles anymore. So now you're getting fat easier. And that's a lot of issue. It's a big problem that a lot of people deal with, especially people that try to cut down too fast. They end up losing a lot of muscle mass, and they do a lot of cardio. They really restrict their diet. Next thing you know, their metabolism slow down, and their maintenance levels slow down so much that now they have to eat so much less than they used to get even less results. All right, trust me, before I even thought about competing, I would be an intuitive, I don't know what it's called, but I would just eat based on my intuition. All right, so I would look at the rice, I'll pour some rice and I'll see how I feel. And I was looking at pigs, I was pretty lean. Now I really have to measure every single thing. And if I go overboard a bit, I'll get fat a lot easier because I lost a lot of muscle. So I don't need as much muscle glycogen, so my metabolism slowed down. And this is not something to be played with, guys. It's not something to be taken lightly, because trust me, you're not doing yourself a favor going that route. I'd much rather you eat more, build more muscles, and go in that good cycle than going in the vicious cycle where you're losing muscle, you're eating less, you're more tired, you gotta do more cardio, because then you're just digging yourself in the pit, and you will reach a plateau. And what are you gonna do when you reach a plateau and you're eating only 1,600 calories and you're doing 2 hours of cardio a day? That's what happened to me. Oh, increase your cardio? You're just causing more fatigue, more muscle loss. And that is just not the way of doing it. You're impacting your metabolism even more stress on your body. So we don't want to stress our body. It's called bodybuilding and not body shrinking. And I've been body shrinking for a few months now, and I'm finally getting some sense knocked back into me, all right? And it's okay if you get a bit more body fat on your body. If you're someone like me that got a physique and you just always want to get back to that 10% body fat or 8% because you attribute your success to that, trust me, you're not doing yourself a favor, especially not on the long term. Especially not on the long term. It might be good for now, but we don't win anything from staying lean for too long. That's not where you improve. You don't improve there. You can't improve there. You just can't, because you're fatigued, you're in a deficit, you're not feeling good, you're stressed, probably you're not sleeping well enough because you're not eating as well, you're doing a lot of cardio, your performance at the gym is messed up. So maybe don't compete now. Maybe don't compete now and wait for maybe a year or two, build up a bit more muscles. So moving on, point number 3 is the hormonal impact it has. Like I said, my testosterone levels, they crashed. My testosterone levels, they crashed. I couldn't get a boner. One day, I wanted to just see if my testosterone levels really crashed. I was looking at things that supposedly should give you some excitement. Nothing. Why? Because my testosterone level were so low, because I abused my body. And I have love handles. I never had love handles. I was having love handles while eating maybe 2,000 calories a day. All I was seeing is more love handles and more love handles. I would look in the mirror, I would see I'm starting to get man boobs and love handles. I'm like, my God, what is going on? And then I'm like, okay, maybe I should do more steps. I would do more steps, and halfway through it, the fatigue is just through the roof. And then I would come back and I would always be also craving food and all that hunger. But the hormonal impact, your testosterone level will drop, your estrogen will go up, and next thing you know, you're building some man boobs. You're stocking fat a lot easier because your testosterone levels are lower. You're breaking down muscles. That's a vicious cycle. Love handles, it's something that I would see myself in the mirror. I would see love handles, I would freak out, and trust me, it just stresses your body even more and more. And I would weight myself, and the weight, let's say I'm 165, I'll be like, my God, last time when I was 165, like let's say a year ago, I looked so much better than the 165 now. Well, yeah, of course, I have a lot less muscles and a lot more fat, and I'm retaining a lot of water. So you don't want to be in that position, all right? When you feel like let's say you're not, I don't know, you're not getting a boner as easily, or you don't wake up at full of energy despite having good sleep, good food, you just don't feel like your mood is being impacted and your testosterone are dropping. That's when you know you're just going too far, and now you're in that vicious cycle. And it's so easy to keep going and be like, okay, I just gotta drop the carbs a bit more, drop the calories a bit more. Next thing you know, your muscles are depleted, you're flat, and you're this guy that is like just working the dumb hard worker instead of working smart. Oh, I gotta do more. I gotta do more. Doing more is not always the answer. Less is more sometimes. All right, less is more. And maybe going into a maintenance or a little surplus will lower the stress, and the impact that you're getting from lowering that stress will benefit you so much more, because now you have less stress. Testosterone level go back up because testosterone and stress work against each other. Testosterone level go back up. You get back your metabolism going. Muscles are coming back alive. And now you're burning more, then stressing your body more, not doing all the things that I said. Keep stressing your body, keep doing more cardio. That will burn you, an extra 200 calories a day, and then eating less, 100 calories. Now, the impact that you're getting from improving your hormones, so much better, so much better. Moving on, the guilt trip that we have. Man, I speak to some of you guys in the comments. I speak to some of my friends that competed. I have a friend that's competing soon. And I can see we guilt trip ourselves. It's like, oh man, I'm so stressed. Yesterday I went to a restaurant and they put me some cheese in the sandwich, so this wasn't part of the plan. What do you think I should do? And I'm like, my God, what's happening with us? We're like all this strong man lifting heavy weights, and we're like stressing out because the guy gave us a bit more cheese in our meal that we haven't expected, or someone put 2% milk instead of almond milk in your coffee, and next thing you know, you're guilt tripping yourself, and this will just increase the stress, guys. The stress is really a killer. It's not the extra 10 calories that you're getting from that small serving of cheese, but it's the stress that is increasing in your body. Cortisol goes up, you're in the fight or flight mode, testosterone goes down, breaking down muscle, your body start breaking down tissue to create energy because you're in a fight or flight mode, but you're just stressing because the guy gave you regular milk, and next thing you know, building muscles and burning body fat is just not ideal anymore, and your hormones are all messed up because you're over stressing and you're overthinking about things. Trust me, I have some friends that don't care about competing. They don't give a damn about competing. They never counted calories, and they look ridiculously insane because they don't stress about it. They don't care. Yeah, I'm going to this restaurant. Okay, they don't have chicken and rice. It's all right. I'll just eat, I don't know. I'll just eat some ribs and fries. But it's just because they're so laid back and they're not stressed about it, that on the long term, all this being laid back and being nonchalant and detached from it, the impact that it has on your hormones, your testosterone level, is so much greater than a guy that is, oh my God, I gotta measure everything. Let me get my scale with me. Let me make sure that I'm not eating over 200 grams of carbs, and tomorrow I'm doing my hour and a half of cardio. We are just basically making our body disappear. We are really just destroying our body. And that's not the goal about bodybuilding. I don't want you to become skinny fat by trying to become shredded, but rather take the easier route, the smarter route, that first of all will need you to disconnect and detach. Because a lot of us, we like to control everything, and we think that doing the right things will lead to the right results. Not in bodybuilding. A lot of times in bodybuilding, it's the opposite. Take a 2 refeed cheat day. Take it. 2 refeed cheat day. You would go crazy, right? No, I can't do a refeed. I can't do it. I'm gonna get fat. Do you really think you're gonna get fat? You've been eating like so depleted and in a deficit for 2 years, and there you go. You don't even want to take a refeed or a big cheat meal. But next thing you know, you take that cheat meal and your body comes back alive. You're putting some muscle glycogen in those muscles. Your performance at the gym get better. Your stress goes down because you ate that piece of cake and you enjoyed some social life. And next thing you know, life is good. You're squatting heavier. You're doing more reps and you're burning more calories from those more reps than what you ate. And this is bodybuilding. Bodybuilding has to improve our life. Let us stop with the mindset of bodybuilding becoming a suffering. I gotta do more cardio. I gotta eat less. Oh, I put some olive oil in my tuna. My God, I'm gonna be ruined. No, man, no. Eat, feed your body, train hard. Of course, walk, do your steps. But don't become too fixated on just overly doing that deficit and want to become too shredded, because it will, if you're a natural lifter, it will end up breaking down muscle tissue. You fall into a vicious cycle. Bodybuilding has to improve our life. Bodybuilding is made to improve our life and make our life easier. Train hard, eat well, feed your body well, train hard, rest well, recover. All right, as opposed to being in a deficit for too long, doing a lot of cardio, not sleeping because you're too fatigued, not going out with your friends, but now you're stressing and you're at home eating your Greek yogurt and you're missing on all the social event that will get you a lot more than at the end of the world. If you had a beer, go for a beer, all right? And especially if you're not competing. What kills me is that a lot of guys are not even competing. And trust me, now I did a reel on my Instagram and I said the thing that I regret the most is not enjoying the process. All right, I was like saying no to a lot of things just to end up realizing that the whole thing, the whole real competition is what built me during those 12, 14, 16 weeks. That was the real result, is that what it forged me. The results is really the process. The process forges you into the person that you become. And the end results, yeah, it's fun. Everybody want to win. But the real win is who you become in the process and knowing that you can push through anything. And I've said no too many times. I would tell people, no, I can't have a drink because I'm competing in 12 weeks. Doesn't even make sense. So what if you have one drink? If anything, it's gonna lower your stress. Look at how Arnold lived. Arnold was the kind of happy-go-lucky kind of guy. And that's how you win at life. That's how you win at life. Because you gotta be a little bit detached of things. You just can't want things too much. Yeah, you want them. Yeah, I'm not saying go smoke weed and eat poutine every single day and junk food and hot dogs. But allow a little bit of randomness. Enjoy some life a bit. Don't try to do everything to a 200% because less is more. All right, that's it for this video, guys. I'm so tired. I mean, maybe the delivery wasn't right. Let me know. Let me know in the comment. If you watched till the end, comment coffee. All right, we'll change it up. Before it was salt, now we're commenting coffee. Leg workout today was amazing. I did a lot of barbell back squat. I'm so happy getting back into it because I'm feeding my body more. I'm eating a lot more carbs and it just feels good, man. It just feels good. I'm not even counting. This scale, I'm gonna put it in the garbage, man, because trust me, being too much in that bodybuilding lifestyle, it becomes a sect, it becomes a cult, and it messes up with your body and mind, and it ends up controlling you. You don't want that, man. Enjoy life, enjoy food, and don't stress too much. We are dust and we will go back to dust. So if you have a six-pack and you're fully shredded but you're not enjoying life, or you're not able to answer the calling that God has for you, what is it good for, your six-pack? Just so you can look in the mirror and admire yourself? I think you're called for a lot more. I'd rather you be 15% body fat but happier, having a better mood, maybe going out, socializing, having a few beers here or there if it makes you happy, or whatever makes you happy, but also living, enjoying life. Don't be too attached to the body, guys. The body will leave. The soul is what we gotta focus on. All right, I'm not gonna start preaching. Thank you for the support. I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.